Good morning. Welcome to this week's edition of What Matters, dated February the 3rd, 2021. As always, calling you on the show this hour, catching up on, key reminders here on how we can crush our taxes, So crush your taxes right now on What Matters as we bring on my special guest on the phone, Mohamad Nazri, who is the Deputy Customer Care Officer from the Corporate Service Department. In other words, you would know them as the Hasil Care Line if you've ever called them up to ask for information from the Inland Revenue Board of Malaysia. Lembaga Hasil dalam Negeri, right? LDHN. I tend to associate our board more with LDHN than calling it IRB. But yes, same people in charge of basically collating taxes and so on for all sectors across the board, from personal to corporate and so on, right? So, yes, I was talking about my guest today. Yes, without any further ado, bringing him with us right here on the interview. Mohamad Nazri. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. DJ Kong Yun. Thank you, TSFM, for inviting us again for this program.
No problem. It's always good to touch base with your side, bringing to the people, to the rakyat, clarification as well as also reminders.
Yes, thank you.
And in terms of taxes, as they say, it's one of the unavoidable parts of life.
Yes, of course.
Very important for any administration and running of a company, and a country, in fact, like us in Malaysia. We all know that 2020 was a very challenging year. 2021 so far seems to be similar, different but similar, but still challenging, namely because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And in an environment like this, tax interest, right, especially in making sure that as a nation we recover, right, we go through rehabilitation as well as to also be in line with the development agenda overall, regardless of whether the pandemic is going on, right? Let's touch base on the importance of taxes.
The importance of taxes.
That's right.
Okay. Thank you, Kong Yun.
You're welcome.
Okay. I believe we know the government of Malaysia is committed in helping our citizens, especially those who are in need. And I believe they already heard there are so many programs have been introduced to cater this need, especially the B40 and M40 groups. So, have you heard about Bantuan Sara Hidup, Bantuan Prihatin, Geran Khas Prihatin, Bantuan Prihatin Rakyat for 2021, right?
Right.
And for this year, like our Prime Minister already mentioned about Bantuan Permai some more. So, without taxes, the government cannot afford, to offset all these spending needs of the government. So, taxes is very important. So, a part of all these aid program provided by the government, taxes are very important to our economic development. There's so many industries, need the fund from the government. So now we notice about our healthcare industries as well. So our frontliners really need extra funds, especially on the pandemic season now. Next, our education facilities, infrastructures, public transport, and etc. So many needed of taxes now. So what we from Lembaga expect from the citizen, they can, help us to declare their income and pay their taxes in times.
Very important, isn't it? Right?
Yep.
Essentially, it's how the government pays for things, lah. Right? If you put it in a very, very simple way.
Correct.
What is important at the moment and has been one of the key drivers, right, is the recovery in our economy, right, in light of the pandemic, and to help the government re-establish the economy for national development, right? What is the advice from your side? IRBM, right, or LDHN, as I am more familiar with, right, for this year, 2021?
Okay, for 2021, I might say that we from Lembaga Hasil need to use a new approach in order to practice the new norms, right? So everybody now practicing the new norm, I believe. So we at Lembaga Hasil, we try, to reduce our face-to-face interaction in avoiding the spread of COVID-19. So first of all, we from Lembaga Hasil try to cater on our tax education and tax awareness among the taxpayers. So we at Lembaga Hasil, we did email blast to the taxpayers. So now I don't know about Kong Yu whether you receive our email or not. So we try to do another approach. We blasting the email to the taxpayers. Some of them get birthday wishes from us as well.
Oh yes.
And then
nice. Yep.
Correct.
That's what I got last year. I remember.
Okay.
A nice birthday wish from you guys.
Okay, thank you. Okay, about the email blast, so now we try to educate people based on the email. As compared to previously, we want them to come to our counter and get the information and whatnot. What we hope for Malaysian is they can spare a certain time of them and to read our information properly. Then if you have any further information, you can email us. That's our agenda for 2021.
Okay.
So apart of that, so we still actively involved in our social media. We do have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So we really hope Malaysian can follow us. And especially Traxx FM listeners, you may follow us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And then we do Facebook Live as well, online conferences through webinar and etc. So after that, on the tax education, so we did upgrade our online application. So if previously people heard about Easy Hasil, so now coming to 2021, we introduced My Tax application, My Tax apps. So this is, for me, an integrated online services offered by the Lembaga Hasil for the taxpayers. So taxpayers can use just their fingertips to, get the tax information through our website. Once they open or log in their e-filing, they can straight away get how much is their refund, how much is stated in their ledger, and they can pay their tax through My Tax application as well.
Okay.
And the last part, if I may add up, is we want to increase our tax compliance among the taxpayers as well. So we really want them to pay tax within the deadline, and especially we need them to declare their tax in honest point of view.
Right. So this will all help. I mean, it's just improving the efficiency overall.
Yeah, correct.
In terms of getting the actual taxes filed, and then also for your side to get in touch with the various taxpayers themselves, isn't it? So the My Tax app, so that's downloadable anytime.
Yep.
Right. And let's just get some details here on the return form itself,
Yep.
which is very important. Isn't it? So tell us more. I mean, basically the return form is now uploaded, I understand, right, on your website. And then also, how easy is it to file it? Can you walk us through the process?
Okay. How easy to use the My Tax app, I believe. So to file your return form, you can use our My Tax application straight away.
Okay.
So in order to file your tax, so of course you need a tax file number. So now you can get your tax file number. If you haven't registered with us, you can register your tax file number via online using our My Tax apps. So you can just Google mytax.hasil.gov.my, and then you can go to our Easy Hasil services. Then you may click e-data. So then you may fill out online application form, and you can get your tax file number straight away. Especially for individual, the resident individual, they can get their tax file number straight away. So in order to use the e-filing, so you need a PIN number. So this PIN number, previously you have to come to our counter and get it because it is so confidential.
Correct.
But now during this pandemic season, MCO season, you may get it online. So you may go to our My Tax again, then click Contact Us, then click Application. After that, you may find a button of e-filing PIN number application. So of course you need to fill up online application form. So after that you may get your 16-digit PIN number from your registered email address within 3 working days. Okay, so after that 16-digit PIN number, you may click to My Tax again, choose e-filing, and then click first time login. Then the system will ask you to insert 16-digit PIN number and your IC.
Okay, just a quick question here. So if we've already been filing taxes online, for example, like myself, and then now we're using the app instead, which I've never used, then it will automatically recognize me, yeah?
Okay, yep. Correct.
Correct? Okay, all right. So then for people who've already done e-filing prior to this, they can just, in a way, they can just migrate to the MyTax app.
Correct.
Instead of having to work through the website itself.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Sorry. You can continue.
Okay then. So, or anything that I can add up is actually after you, insert your 16-digit PIN and your IC, you need to create your password. So please do remember your password, jot down somewhere so that, you still remember it. Because, tax purposes is only once a year, so most of the people keep, forgetting their password. So after creating the password, you may log into our e-filing and file your tax. So what I can share, so normally people ask about what type of form that they need to, file to us.
Yep.
So for employed resident individual, they need to file EBE form, meaning BE form previously. So for those resident individual who carry on business, they may file EB form. So certain question ask, okay, what about if I employed, but then I still handling a business on my own? Okay, this kind of people, you may need to submit EB form as well. So in EB form, we do have one column to, insert your employment income over there. And for this year, I really, encourage people to note about the tax relief that we offered.
Yeah.
Because for 2021, there's a lot of tax relief offered by the government. So it's 24, all of them, compared to 21 or 22 previous years.
All right. Will you be sharing those with us today?
Maybe a little. So those we something that we add up last this year. It's actually on the lifestyle expenses.
Yep. Okay, Nazri. So Nasir, what I suggest is let's take a very short pause. Okay, then. I'm going to get you to hold the line for about 30 seconds. When we come back, then maybe you can just walk us briefly through these special tax reliefs for 2020.
No
okay, so hold on.
Okay,
and we're just going to take a very short breaker right here on Traxx Momentum's What Matters. Back in about half a minute. Yeah, so stay tuned.
Of flora and fauna.
It's Southeast Asia's only tropical spice garden.
Visit Penang 98.7
Traxx FM.
Welcome back to What Matters. Kong Yu on the show today, talking to my guests via the phone lines today on how to crush our taxes, right? Mohamad Nazri, who's the Deputy Customer Care Officer from the Corporate Service Department. They also take care of the Hasil Care Line in case you have called before as well, as part of IRBM, Internal Revenue Board of Malaysia, or Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri, LHDN, with us to walk us through basically the updated changes on how you can file your taxes, which I think is great, Nasir, because now everything has come from the big push to be more efficient overall online. So it applies to filing taxes and what you guys do as well, yeah? So we've been talking about these new procedures, including the very important, and I have yet to test it out, but I will be in the next few months or so, the MyTax app, which is downloadable, and that's where you can actually file your taxes. If you've been doing e-filing online, then now you have the option of doing it through the app instead of the online via a website and browser overall, yeah? So we're talking about the special tax reliefs that the government has approved in Budget 2021 especially, mainly due to the challenges that we've been facing so far due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's just briefly walk through some of these, just as reminders.
Okay, what I can share is on the lifestyle part. So previously you have only 2,500 relief on the lifestyle expenses. So now the government add up another 2,500 for lifestyle. It's only meant for purchase of personal computer, smartphone, and tablet.
Right.
So this one you can claim if you buy all the personal computers, smartphone, or tablet starting in the period of 1st June 2020 up to 31st of December 2020. And remember, you must have a receipt to prove that. Okay, then the government add on the domestic travel expenses, so 1,000, and these domestic travel expenses is only for the accommodation expenses at the premises, and then the entrance fees to tourist attraction places starting from 1st March 2020. Another 2,000 extra for the child care fees. If you registered your child to any childcare center or kindergarten for a child aged 6 years and below.
Right. So do take note of that when you're preparing your taxes for last year, 2020, mainly, right? And that's a great incentive there on the exemption, the extra 2,500 relief, for the purchase of the smart devices, because pretty much all households need that, especially when with households with multiple members, bigger families with a few children and so on. So that's good. So remember to in a way to plan for these when you are actually preparing to file your taxes. Okay, and we basically talked about how we can use the My Tax app for the filing and the return form for 2021, meaning for year 2020 lah. Yep. So it's already the app is already live or has been live for how long?
Since end of last year,
Nice. Okay. Let's talk about the scenario to come, which is basically when it is due. On all that. So during the peak times, it's been quite difficult, challenging to get to officers such as yourself, on the Hasil Care line per se, understandably, right? So how is there? How has basically our IRBM made other ways of contacting you guys available? Share with us.
Okay. Yes, true. We do receive high volume of calls every day, and our line is quite busy almost every day. So a lot of people, a lot of Malaysians try to call us. But we would like to share that we do have few other channels as well that we can share today.
Okay.
So one of it is actually our Hasil Chat. So Hasil Chat is one of our application that we can, the Malaysian can do live chat function with our Hasil Care line officer in the real time.
Good.
They can upload any documents or file to our officers for further checking, verification, etc.
Okay.
So I believe most of our taxpayers that already enjoy our Hustle Chat, they love to chat it with our officers over there, because it's easy to explain. So in phone you cannot explain further, because the other party is on the other side. We cannot even get what you're trying to say. So now with Hasil Chat, you can screenshot, you can submit to us what happened, and we can help you through that. Okay, apart of Hasil Chat, we do have our social media as well. So now we actively involved with our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So I really hope Malaysians can follow us and DM us any tax issues. But I would like to highlight or remind the listeners, Kong Yo, if I may.
Go ahead. Yep.
Because certain taxpayers, when they want to share problem with us, we cannot get a very clear information, especially on their tax information. So first of all, I would like to remind listeners, please introduce yourself, give us your personal details, especially your IC or tax reference number, so that we can check further before we reply your question. So after that, please highlight your tax issues specifically so that we understand, and leave your your contact details so that we can contact you later if we get confused with what you're trying to say in your email, WhatsApp, or whatsoever. Okay, I believe that is the channel that we do have in Baga Hasil, so that you can connect with our officers as compared to call at Hasil Care line.
Right. Okay, and I think that's great. I mean, there's the live chat feature, which is attended to by real life personnel. They're not just chat bots.
Yep.
Right? And second of all, there's this availability beyond the office hours through WhatsApp, which is perfect, because a lot of times, I think some people may not be able to attend, or it's just very inconvenient for them to attend to these matters during office hours. So they have to do it outside of that, because they're taking care of either their work, career, or maybe even family issues during the normal office hours. So this is a great facility. So that's great, and I applaud your side for actually opening up that channel as well. Yeah.
Thank you, Kong Yu.
Yep. Okay, so Nasir, it's great that you've been with us and clarifying how to go about taxes, especially in light of the reliefs for 2020 and also with the deadlines coming up, right? But before we go, any other further advice you have for our listeners, for the general public, especially during this pandemic times?
Okay, I would like to take this opportunity to touch on the tax declaration. So I would like to remind the listeners and Malaysians, once you have the tax reference number, so you are responsible to declare your income to Lembaga Hasil every year, no matter your income is taxable or not. So if you're doing business, if your business is lost, but you still need to declare with us. So this is according to our Section 77 of Income Tax Act 1967. Okay, so you may file your tax return for 2020 this year, starting on 1st March 2021 later. So you may use e-filing on 1st March 2021. Starting on 1st March, you may file your tax. And please submit your e-filing within the deadline. And I really want to touch on the deadline. For EBE, your deadline according to Act, our Act is 30th of April. And this year we give 15 days extension. For EB, your last submission date is 30th of June. And again, you may get 15 days if you submit by e-filing. Okay, another one, we at Hasil Kenan, we always get information regarding people that confuse between the monthly tax deduction PCB and the e-filing itself.
That's right.
So the PCB is actually not your final tax. The PCB is actually your estimation of tax calculated by your employer. So you still need to submit your e-filing. So even though you already deduct the PCB from your employer, so that is very important to notice. Okay, and do remember to claim your tax relief after we do have 34 tax relief for 2020. And in order to claim the tax relief, remember to keep those receipt records and documents related to your tax relief claim. And this document can be soft copy or even hard copy. No need to keep the original copy, Kong Yu. So you can make it even in a soft copy or hard copy. So this is very important according to our Section 82 of our Income Tax Act.
Okay, just a quick question here, right, Nasir? In fact, that's great. I mean, nowadays everything goes soft copy, right? Paperless and all that. The ironic thing, which is great, I want to clarify with you as well. Nowadays, a lot of receipts, they actually get very, they get very blur after a while, very short while.
The carbon, I mean, when you receive the carbon, right? The carbon copy of the receipt.
Generally, many receipts these days, I noticed that the ink actually fades very quickly. After maybe 2 months, it's gone. So in this case, I think it's even better. What is your advice?
Okay, thank you, Kong Yu, for highlighting this. That we do have this kind of problem in our branches as well.
Yeah.
So certain business practitioner, they use only grey color of the ink, right, to print their receipt and whatnot. So what our advice is, once you get the receipt that for the relief that you want to claim, you can photostate it straight away. So you can keep the photocopy version of the documents.
Right. Or a picture. Would that work?
Yes, you can take picture even. Yes.
Okay.
No problem. You can take picture. You can photo stating as well. No problem.
Yeah. Okay. So good clarification there. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. And you were saying?
Okay. Another last part that we want to highlight over here is actually regarding the scammers. So I would like to remind Traxx FM listeners as well, please beware on scammers. So because scammers is trying actively to act on behalf of our officers to ask for your money. And we at Lembaga Hasil, we are really, pity about that lah. So basic ground rules that we want to remind here, once you receive any call asking for your tax payment, please double confirm with our Lembaga Hasil officer before making any transaction. Or in fact, if you're really afraid and you want to make the transaction, and please pay your tax according to our Bayar Hasil application. So in Bayar Hasil application, then only you know that we're going to receive your payment. So in buyer hasil, you need to know about the payment code as well.
Right.
So for individual, you may use 084 or 095. Okay, that is the payment code needed for the tax payment. And I would like to remind listeners and taxpayers out there to file your income through e-filing, because e-filing is very easy and it is accurate and is very secure. Okay, and be alert and protect yourself from the scammers. So if you want to contact us, you may contact Hasil Care Line again, 0389111000, or you may use our Hasil Chat, like I mentioned before. You can even follow us in our social medias, and you can contact or even WhatsApp our customer care officer at the branch. And you may go to our official portal, www.hasil.gov.my, and there as well. And you may go to our branches nearest to you for further information as well. No problem. So I really hope that we're trying to, get you and help you guys in terms of the tax issues. And let us welcome 2021 together in developing better Malaysia. Stay safe, everyone.
Hey, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And thank you for the main brief and a key reminder there, right, on the payment. Make sure that it goes to buyer hasil. So that's the only collection portal, right?
Correct.
And
correct.
also, of course,
instead of you going to our counter in Kuala Lumpur Payment Center in Jalan Duta.
That's right. That's on top of the natural banking transfer that's done through Maybank and all that as well, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you so much for the full brief. We appreciate you coming on air with us via the phone.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Take care, and we'll hopefully touch base with your side sometime soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Take care. Bye bye.
No problem. Okay. Thanks, FFM. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
It is What Matters, a wrap of the edition today. Been speaking with Nasir, Mohamad Nazri, who is the Deputy Customer Care Officer from the Corporate Service Department, the Hasil Care Line, as part of the Inland Revenue Board of Malaysia, right? Concluding What Matters for today. Thank you so much for listening in, and as always, feel free to share the information and alert all taxpayers that you know about some of these updates and some of the newer services that the Inland Revenue Board of Malaysia actually has been offering. Yeah? Till the next time, this is a wrap for today's What Matters. But show goes on, and more of Traxx momentum to come. Stay tuned.